Hey, I think we are live and I think we are ready to go. What's good, people? Welcome to the Woodward Pistons Table Talk. Hey, before we introduce the people that we got tonight, we got to say shout out to our homie, Sean from Half Court Hoops. You guys may recognize that he's missing. He wasn't feeling well today, so we're going to hold it down in his absence tonight. But, Brody, we love you, man. Get better. Get back in here soon.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but we got Downtown Deuce, Motor City Hoops, and Mr. I Am Eric Vincent, Motor City Hoops, Bryce, Downtown Deuce.
Sir.
How you guys feeling,
Yes,
man?
What up, though, man? This is a good day to
Feeling
be
good.
out here.
Everybody's feeling good. Yo, I'm Bryce. Again, like I know people might not know. We are definitely excited to have you on. He didn't know if he was gonna make it on or whatever, but hey, I'm glad you're here, dog. You always bring value to any basketball conversation.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm excited to talk hoops with you guys, Pistons, whatever we get into. I'm always down for it, and so this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and definitely let me think. Who else we got to shout out? Lexi, King.
Mm-hmm.
Who else,
Jeff.
man? Who else? Deuce, Jeff. Jonah, Andrew Jonah was good. Easy.
Yes, sir.
Trying to make sure we don't miss nobody. Woodward Sports, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and just the Pistons in general, man.
The whole crew.
Yes, sir.
Whole
Hey,
base,
the whole
baby.
crew.
It's a good time.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
But Deuce, where are we starting tonight, bro?
Man, let's start with these playoffs, man. I kind of want to kick it off with these playoffs and just talk because the last time we had our brackets going on, we had our picks in and everything. But a lot has transpired. Some surprises. Some things have played out the way we thought. But I just kind of want to dig into where we are in the second round of the playoffs so far. So, anybody have any thoughts? Any surprises that anybody kind of saw taking place? Anything that stood out to anybody? What you got? What you guys
Yo,
think?
I gotta start. I do gotta start because we put this on wax, and I said that I thought that the Nets were gonna cause some chaos, and they just didn't do anything, bro. They didn't do anything. I was disappointed, man. I gotta be for real with you. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I thought that KD was gonna show up with a little bit more, but what I'm realizing is KD's been playing basketball for a very long time. He's been, yeah. And that team, I should have seen the writing on the wall, man. It was just too much dysfunction.
All them 40-minute games that Steve Nash was logging on him.
Yeah.
He got tired on his legs. That's what it was.
Bro. A combination of that and just the physicality that Boston played with, I think, really affected him being able to get to his spots. They were bumping him at every turn, making things difficult for him every turn, and you could see game over game, even though he was still putting up buckets, it was affecting him, especially down the stretch in the fourth quarters.
Shout out Boston, right? Like they didn't start the season so hot, and then they came around. It came together. They got a couple bucket getters. They can defend. They defend the heck out of you. So that's a team I'm not sure I ever bought into the way I should. And, you know, they're going to give Milwaukee a series. I know Middleton's out, so that makes it a little easier. But, you know, shout out Boston for sure.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, something I really like about them, they represent like what I love about the game is you're seeing a lot more teams taking time and letting their players develop, and they're letting them gel together. You're seeing that there was always talk about breaking Tatum and Brown up, which made no sense because you see they work fine together. And all the other pieces, even bringing Horford back, you know, Smart playing as well as he is, Rob Williams being a good addition. Like, for me, I think they can come out the East. Like, they're really matching up with Milwaukee well, especially without Middleton. It's going to be a pretty good series for them. I'm really excited to see what Boston can do with this playoff run.
How about Grant Williams, man? Shooting the lights out all season long, and then he defends too. Like, I was listening to a podcast today, them talking about like the kind of the season he's had and the player he's become. So shout out Grant Williams also.
Absolutely. Who do you guys have in that series?
It's hard to bet against Giannis still, man. So as much love as I'm giving, I probably still had to put my money on Milwaukee if you made me.
Yeah,
I went with Milwaukee at 7. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at anybody if they did pick Boston, but you got to give respect to the champs. Giannis is, even though he's, you know, not playing as great as he was like first round, like he's still going to hit his stride and do what he does. So, you know, you got to give respect to the champs. Bucks.
Kool-Aid, what do you think, bro? Kool-Aid, who you got?
Yeah, let me sandwich y'all, man. Giannis. But I do believe that, you know, Tatum, Brown, these guys got a chance to really, really, really prove something, man, in these playoffs. I really do. But like I said, man, back to the actual. You can't bet against Giannis. You can't bet against the champ, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I've been watching this series closely. I picked the Bucks from the start to win it all. And I'm just watching defensively. Milwaukee is tough. They do not let you in the paint. They do not. They're going to force you to beat them from the outside. I was watching just how they're playing the pick and roll. They play drop coverage. That's all they do. You don't see Brook Lopez out there on the island trying to guard anybody out there. So they're really forcing guys to make shots, and it kind of plays into their hand because Boston doesn't have too many dead eye shooters. Marcus Smart, Tatum. Tatum's a good shooter. Jaylen Brown is a solid shooter, but they don't have dead eye shooters. So if they're able to knock shots down, they have a shot. But if they're not, I think it's going to be tough. So we'll see. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
I was having. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Definitely. Go ahead, bro.
No, yeah, I was having a conversation because it kind of speaks to the other another matchup in the second round. Because we're seeing Tatum kind of break out and playing well as he's one of the frequently guys mentioned as the top 25. Someone had a wild hot take. I don't know if I agree with it, but I wanted to get you guys' opinion. When someone said that if Tatum has a deep finals run, he has to overtake Luka in the top 25 discussion of the guys in that class. Because he's stepping out and showing he's a two-way player, one of the best scorers in the game. Luka's Luka. He's a solidified superstar, but he's getting targeted a little bit in this series. Like Phoenix is making it a point to go at him, and it was kind of interesting. Again, I wouldn't be mad at either way, but it was something to think about, John.
You know what? When I first heard it, it's just like, you know what? Nah, but. I don't know, man. I don't know. Jayson Tatum has really, really impressed me this year. This playoff run, the way that he can play both ends of the court, man, just at an all-star level, at an all-NBA level. Whether he gets to, first team all defense or first team all NBA, he has the talent to be able to get to those levels and, at stretches and spurts, and he showed that this year. And it's like, if he takes that leap to where he's like a straight up shutdown defender, absolutely shut down defender, and offensive player that you really can't game plan for, I think that's a good argument, actually, man.
Well, and the thing was, right, Eric, was if he makes a run into the finals. So you got to imagine, you're adding that to the resume from this year. And so you got to imagine if Boston makes it to the finals, it's because Jayson Tatum had some big games and some big performances. Now, I will say, I think Boston is much more talented. I watched that Dallas team play, and I'm like, Phoenix is so much more talented than top to bottom, just a much better team. But I think you got to have that conversation if Tatum does what, in the context of the question.
I'm with you. I look at the defenders that Boston has. You talked about Williams, both of the Williams. You talk about Jaylen Brown. You look at the defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart. So he has a lot of help on the defensive side of the ball, even though he's a great defender himself.
Right.
Yeah. Cade.
King in the house.
What's going on, gentlemen?
That's good, brother. King, bro, man. Definitely glad you're able to join the stream, man. Look at all this royalty we got with us, man. We got Bryce from Motor City Hoops. We got my man King. We got I Am Eric Vincent. Bro, what's good?
Good,
and we got Downtown Deuce. Hey, again, Sean, if you're watching, bro, we miss you. Get better soon. Wanted to make sure we gave King opportunity to say what up as well.
What's up, Sean?
Yeah, man. He said he wasn't feeling too well, but hey, we holding it down. We got Deuce kind of in the host seat.
A little bit, we're kind of tag teaming this thing. So, King, we were just talking about the playoffs the last time we spoke about our brackets. We had our brackets all mapped out, and we just kind of want to get everybody's take on what's transpired so far in these playoffs up into the second round. Picks, surprises, things that caught you off guard, things that you expected to happen. Just what are your thoughts so far in the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely. Bracket busted. Bracket busted. The Nets ruined everything for me.
Yeah.
To me, Nash is not a good coach. Those boys definitely did not play that game well whatsoever. They played zero defense whatsoever. It was a disaster, absolute disaster, man. And when you look around, I'm not really surprised with the teams that we have standing right now. I put out an APB yesterday for Brunson, for Moneybag Brunson. I haven't seen him since he's playing the team that actually plays defense. So
Sean ain't gonna like that one.
Yeah, the Jazz.
Yeah.
The Jazz is
Sounds
the
like
Jazz.
I'm not feeling so good.
Right, that's why. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't want to say he getting exposed, but yeah, it's been tough for the boys since he got over to against Phoenix. They got so many bodies to throw at him. It's been a lot.
Bigger bodies, and that's
Yes,
why I don't want nobody smaller. I like bigger guards, man. That's just the league we live in right now is bigger guards. Unless you little feisty, strong dude like Marcus Smart, but Marcus Smart ain't the smallest guy either. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Bronson is definitely getting his fair share of his looks over there as far as defense. So yeah, just did not have a great game. Great 2 games, I'll say. And it was part of the reason why I said I didn't want to throw the money bag at him.
Yeah. It's crazy to see the amount of people that say throw the money bags at Jalen Brunson, but they don't want Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
I'm just like, come on, man.
Not surprising, but absolutely amazing, man. I've heard a lot of crazy things in this fan base.
Yeah. So, King, now that your bracket is busted, who do you have now coming out of the East-West? What do you got?
I'm going with Milwaukee, and I'm going with the Suns. Those are the 2 teams that I think. I want to say Boston so bad. I really, really do. After we get past, game 3, 4, a little bit later in this thing, I'll make that decision. But right now, I'm sticking with Milwaukee.
Yeah, me too. West Conference matchup between Golden State potentially, or Memphis, or the Suns. Who do you like? Who do you guys like?
I like Golden State, man. Golden State is they deep. They deep. Like I liked when they were able to roll out Gary Payton when he was playing and healthy, like into the starting lineup, shift Jordan Poole to the bench, or even Steph going to the bench. It just shows that not are they so talented, but they just fit in any role that you put them in. So I got them coming up against Milwaukee for the championship. I think Golden State's taking it. I just think they got too much power.
Ooh, boy, Golden State's offensive firepower versus Milwaukee's defense. That's going to be tough. That's going to be nasty.
I got Phoenix coming out of the West, but I think I got Golden State in this series, even though Memphis continues to prove me wrong. I wasn't super – I thought Memphis was a year early, one of those teams that great regular season. But, man, I think they're going to give Golden State – but, I mean, it took, 47 from Ja the other night.
Right.
And they still, it came down to the wire. Clay didn't shoot it that well. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he needed to ease up just a little bit. And I'm a big Clay fan, but I'm still going to take the Warriors in that. But I think I have the Suns going to the finals. I'm with a lot of you. I have a Suns-Milwaukee finals.
Okay. King?
Yeah, most definitely taking the Warriors. Trust me, I love watching Memphis. I love watching John Morant, man. But Cinderella has to fall one day. You know what I'm saying? So, the thing with Memphis, just like you said, it took him a lot of points for them to still be in a nail biter. We seen a team in, the Mavericks where Luka Doncic had 40 plus points and they still lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's I just don't think they're not built to beat Golden State in a 7-game series. They're just not yet. So I'm going to go Golden State. Definitely taking the Suns to win it all. So the Suns are just they're built to perfection over there. I really, really love the way that they're built over there. That's it, man. That's what I got.
Yeah. Hey, Deuce, can I ask the room a quick question?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the team we haven't talked about yet is the Miami Heat, and I know they're getting the depleted Sixers team. And I only ask because it's not necessarily a team I believe in either. I'm not super high on them. They had the bubble performance and all of that, but I mean, they're probably going to end up in the Eastern Conference Finals, so they got a chance here. Is this a team we're sleeping on in the Miami Heat?
That is a great point. And that's kind
of provocative and stuff. Look at you,
right. And so that is so intriguing because if Milwaukee is able to get past Boston and those 2 teams meet in the Eastern Conference Finals, the last 2 years those 2 teams have played each other. You saw what happened the first time when Milwaukee put the spanking, or when the Heat put the spanking on Milwaukee, and then the second time Milwaukee swept them last year. So it's going to be interesting round 3 to see these two teams go at it. That's a great point, Bryce. I'm really curious about Milwaukee. They got a really good team over there.
Yeah, Miami's deep. They're I think they're missing Kyle Lowry, especially defensively. Yeah, it's just hard to kind of go against what they. To me, they seem a little not fluky, but it's a little streaky at times. Like they'd be a little up and down. Bam hasn't been the best in the playoffs, even though he's one of their most important players. Jimmy Butler's taking it up another level, which he always does in the postseason. But yeah, we may be sleeping on him, but you know, when you against Milwaukee and as well as Boston's playing, I don't think they stand up over them right now.
Yeah, no, that's pretty well stated, man. Well said. I with Milwaukee, that defense is what I'm gonna keep referring to. You know, I know that some of these other teams got these prolific offenses and deep rotations. You know, that'll allow Miami to really maybe drag a series out, but I don't think that they have the firepower on either side of the ball to really compete for a 7-game series like that. And you know what? I want I think the Warriors have the firepower to at least get it done. I don't know who's gonna win if they meet up, but I'm hoping. Hey King, bro, we got to bring this back from last summer. Phoenix, Devin Booker, bro, get that ring. Come back home. Come home. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, look, I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. I'm gonna keep saying. I think this is
Speaking
like
to
live
existence.
team number 10 that I've said it on. I'm gonna keep saying it.
So y'all think if Chris Paul gets a ring, you think he eventually start contemplating retirement?
Probably.
I do.
Even though
I
he's
do.
playing really well right now, yeah, I can see him probably saying, you know, I think I've done what I needed to do at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
only
some
thing
athletes
really
they like to go out on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's really
true.
missing from his
that
resume.
does feel like CP3's kind of his vibe.
Yeah,
But competitor in him, man. I don't
That's
know.
true. And they're not going nowhere. Like, that's kind of what I was speaking to earlier. Like, a lot of these teams in the playoffs are teams that have developed over time. Like, Phoenix
Who's
took
not
a
going
minute.
anywhere?
Like, they put nice, good pieces around them. You know, Milwaukee's taking a little bit of time. Memphis is taking some time. They built something good. And Golden State as well. Like, it's not just the super teams that are taking over, like the Brooklyns and the LAs. Like, I'm enjoying this part of the playoffs.
Hey, hold on, E.
right now.
You said who's not going nowhere? The Phoenix Suns?
Yeah, they're not going nowhere.
Bro, when
say-
Booker's with the Pistons, they're not going to be the same.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
You're right. I'm messing it up. My bad. I'm messing up the energy. My fault.
you know
Hey,
what?
Rise
though?
above, get out of here, bro. Yes, he is, man. He's going to demand the
Kool-Aid.
trade and come home.
Kool-Aid, you mentioned Booker. That kind of segues us into our next topic we were talking about here, right?
Yes, it does. It does.
A very important topic that's kind of been floating around the city. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, or Cade Cunningham? Who do you like? Are you willing to? Now, I know my answer personally, but this is a question that's been kind of floating around. If you had to take your pick of those three, which of those three really stands out to you, and why?
Was this the question? Would you have drafted Booker or Mitchell if it meant we didn't get Cade?
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
I would take Devin Booker. And I love Cade Cunningham.
Ooh,
I
okay.
love
Wow.
Cade Cunningham.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, me
me
too.
too.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, okay, I love Cade Cunningham as much as anybody, and I think he's going to be a sure thing. I think he's the face of his franchise. But, like, haven't we already seen that from Devin Booker? Don't we know that Devin Booker is that guy? Like,
how long do you think Devin Booker
I'm
do
getting
it?
Stairs, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm overvaluing Devin Booker.
I'm just saying, you opting for the flash in the pan, or you want something that's going to be consistent for a long time? Troy Weaver speaking here.
You don't think Devin Booker's going to be a bucket getter and doing what he's doing for multiple
I'll
years?
say this. If Cade Cunningham, for his first 5 or 6 years in the league, had Chris Paul instead of Corey Joseph,
Okay.
we'd be having a completely different conversation.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think King would agree with that.
Absolutely.
That's not a bad take. I'm not bad at Booker's still only 25 years old, so he still has like upside. Like he's getting better as a defender. His playmaking is getting better, and that's always been in his game anyway. So I would take Cade personally. I mean, just because for what we see, he just gives you so much, and you're seeing it a lot earlier than you did from Booker. Like the only thing that Cade doesn't have that Book had was maybe his three and his jump shot. But I mean, you see the footwork from Cade. You see his ability to post up, passing. his ability to make guys better around him, which was a question about Devin Booker early in his career. Yeah, I think Cade is the no-brainer. I don't think anyone's picking Donovan Mitchell in this room.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Look. We asked Rod Beard this question, and actually he said that the most intriguing of the options, though he would still pick Cade, was Donovan Mitchell because of the team that he would have joined.
Yeah.
That team that he would have joined would have been tough with Donovan Mitchell and Andre Drummond coming off of what? Third team All-NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He thought that was the one that would have been the most intriguing to actually potentially go back in and look at. But for me, Rise Above said it best, man. I already said this. I feel like Devin Booker, he's a great player, bucket getter, great scorer, but Chris Paul is the one that stirs the drink. You know what I'm saying? If you took Chris Paul off that team right now, I would have tremendously less confidence about them having championship aspirations. And obviously, Devin Booker plays a big role in that too. But I don't know, man. Everywhere Chris Paul goes, you just see what he does to.
So I have a question. Do you guys think Cade Cunningham takes the Pistons deep into the playoffs without a Devin Booker type player next to him, without somebody that's getting buckets next to him?
We watching Jayson Tatum do something like that.
But he's got Jaylen Brown.
But you got Sadiq Bey. You got Jeremy Grant.
I was gonna say, if you believe Sadiq Bey can be that type of player, not the same player, but that type of impactful player alongside him, then I think it is possible. I think it is definitely possible. For sure.
I'm just of the mindset the Pistons still need like a bucket getter to put on this squad. Like a guy that so here's where you guys definitely like I definitely see your side is Cade's probably the guy, like you said, that stirs the drink. Like he's the guy that makes everybody else better. So I think I agree with you guys on that. But I still think that guy, like Chris Paul still needed Devin Booker, right? Like you still need the second guy that gets buckets. So maybe Cade should be the foundation, and then that makes him a better choice than Devin Booker. But I still think Cade needs that second guy, in my opinion.
I agree.
I'm with that. I've seen some of your videos where you made that point where you said he might not be the best player on a championship team, and that's true.
The leading scorer. Sorry, yes.
Right,
Jesus, that was so wrong. Sorry, yes, leading scorer. My bad. I got you
for sure.
Yeah, and that's my thing. For me, it's how the team is structured. You know what I'm saying? We can say you can get a bucket getter. You know, we watching guys get major buckets and they still taking L's in these playoffs.
Sure.
If the team ain't structured right, you just ain't gonna get where you need to get. You know what I'm saying? That's just point simple and plain. Hey, you got a guy at Marcus Smart. You know, some nights he's gonna give you 20, some nights he ain't giving you that. You know what I'm saying? He only gonna give you defense. You know what I'm saying? So, and they still find ways to get it done. So you got a guy in Cade Cunningham, you got a guy in Sadiq Bey. Currently, you still have a Jeremy Grant. You're going into this draft and you possibly about to go get more scoring out of some of these guys. You see what I'm saying? So you will have enough scoring to compensate if these guys can continue to develop into what we think they're going to be. I think, Sadiq Bey took a step back simply because he was trying to develop different parts of his game.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happened this season. That's the confirmation for me personally, this season coming. And then, after that, I'm on for it. But for right now, I want to see what we're going to get over a full, successful summer for these kids. Mm-hmm. Once these guys get a full, successful summer to truly hone in and work with each other, not some weird bubble situations, not some this, that, and the third. I want to see the whole process.
In different countries.
Yeah, right. I want to see, I want to see the whole process done. I want to see, where we can get with that, man. So,
So King, you bring up, sorry, I come in, I ask questions. I'm sorry, Deuce and Kool-Aid. Would you guys mind?
That's what this is about, bro.
Yeah,
by all means.
Would you guys mind if they ran it back a little bit then? Like, find out really what you have in Killian Hayes. Find out what Sadiq Bey, Cade, and Jeremy Grant look like. Like, because like you're saying, we haven't seen all these guys with a full offseason play a ton of games together. I don't hate that with just a draft pick and some lower level free agency moves.
Yes.
And when you think about it, we haven't seen But a quarter of the season of these guys, actually, we really haven't even seen a quarter of a season. Let's just be honest. Even after All-Star break, still injuries. You know what I'm saying? So we still haven't seen consistency as far as these guys playing together. And then we add a guy like Bagley. We immediately start to get even a little bit better. So we go into this draft and we go and get one of these guys that we think can, take us to the next level. I don't think they necessarily have to run it back. But I'm all for, hey, let's see what we got. This is the season. Let's see what we got. It's no more development. Let's see what we're getting out of these guys.
Yeah. Totally agree with that thing.
Man, I'm getting excited.
So
like, seriously, dog. Like start the season, start the summer. It's gonna be interesting because I know every year the best thing we got to look forward to wasn't even a draft because we knew we was gonna get shafted. It was summer league. And this year, our summer league may look so different because our young guys are ready.
Yeah.
Like, are they really gonna play like that? Is Cade really gonna play summer league?
Yeah,
probably
no. He
better
not. No.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna be mad. I'm going to
no reason for him to be on that floor.
But he better not be playing.
Yeah, he'll be there, but he will not be playing.
So you guys are telling me that we can actually bury our summer league over fandom and just be kind of observers now?
Well,
That's what we just done for us.
I mean, of course, we're gonna look forward to it because of the rook that we getting ready to draft.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm just glad to see, for instance, Saban Lee, Bagley, Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, all together right now. Currently, I'm glad to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want them to work out together. You know what I'm saying? Learn each other. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. I want to see it in the summer league first. Before we even get to this, I want to see a real summer league. I want to see him in the summer league. What did you work on? What did you improve on? That's where it starts. For some reason, we like to get our players and just toss them in the fire for some reason and see what happens. Should have started out, after coming into the NBA. Obviously, you couldn't start in the summer league because of the situation, but should have started on the bench. You know what I'm saying? We've all talked about this. So I want to see Killian Hayes in the summer league and show me what you improved. Show me what you worked on.
Yes. I want to see Killian look super confident. I don't want to see anything shying away. I want to see him look like, man, I'm in the summer league.
The Oklahoma City game during the season, right? When it was essentially a summer league game.
Exactly.
I want Black Air Force Ones, do-rags, and Hennessy. That's what I want.
El Kai made a good point. Said, did you guys see Sadiq in what he did in summer league? It wasn't fair. I want to see Killian make that type of jump. Like I think Kool-Aid mentioned it. I'm in the summer. I want him to take that almost as an insult. Year 3, I'm in the summer league. Okay, let me quiet this noise and really show.
Killian needs to play like he's trying to be on the bench by game 3. Like he's trying to be in regular playing clothes. Like, you know what, bro?
Right.
Go sit down. Go work out with Sadiq Bey. Go work out with Cade.
Yep.
That's what it needs to be. Straight up, man. Like Sadiq Bey last year. What did he do? A game? Like someone said, did you see how he was in the summer league? It wasn't fair. Dog, did you hear the reports of him at USA practice last year?
Yeah.
He was hooping.
Yeah, he said he was getting work. Yeah,
he was working out for sure. Yeah. So that brings me. Oh, let me see what we got. Do you want to see?
Hey, summer league is hot right now, man. People, I see the comments talking about
Derico Hines.
Yeah, it was on ESPN last year. Remember?
Yeah,
remember we could get summer league, but on NBA TV. Now it's important now. Yeah,
we
care about summer league.
Bro, we need to get something going here, at least for us, man. Just
absolutely. We do. Yeah. So my next question for you guys: Tuesday, May 17th. I think we all know what that date is.
Oh man,
we all know what that date is, right?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Has anybody's draft board shifted at all in the last couple of weeks since we've all been talking about the lottery?
Mine has a little bit, just a little bit. I'm slow. My guy, no. I can't buy a guy I ain't seen play, but in high school, not yet.
Right.
I'm still Apollo guy. Like I've been dreaming about him and Cade in the pick and roll since like January. I need that. I think that to me, I know this is gonna be hot, but to me, I see that like it's the next big pick and roll duo in the NBA for years. I really think that could be dangerous. I like Jabari. I'm slowly warming up on Chet. I wasn't high on him before, but I'm not super high on Jaden Ivey because I'm scared of them becoming just like what Dame and CJ were in Portland. I don't want them
Yes.
just saying, okay, your turn to play one-on-one, my turn to play one-on-one. I want someone who can play off of Cade Cunningham where he can actually affect the game with each other. So he's dropped down a little bit with my excitement, Jaden Ivey. He's going to be good, but I just don't love the fit if he were to be a Piston, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And you just want Corey Joseph next to Cade.
No, come on, man. Why are you doing that? No, I don't want that.
And that's cool. You know, that's okay. He's a good guy.
He got his player option, so we got to get used to it anyway. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's taking that player option.
Oh, he's getting that money.
I got Paolo at number 1 too. I'm with Eric on this. I love
Eric getting some praise in the comments.
I know Paolo has some defensive concerns, but man, that offensive package is something. I've bought into him as a playmaker. He can handle the ball. If you want to run pick and roll, he can handle the ball, and Cade can set like a pick and pop or something. Like you can do all sort of creative stuff with those two guys. I'm huge on Jabari Smith Jr. That dude can shoot, and it's not just catch and shoot, guys. Like he can do it any way you want it. Now he can't put it on the floor and get to the rim, but he can shoot that thing. Chet, I'm cool. So I'm hoping Paolo or Jabari Smith Jr.
King?
Hey man, it's Jabari or Banchero or bust for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
it's
not
just
mad at
like,
that.
bro, I'm not even gonna sit here and say I'm high on Chet, man. I'm not high on Chet. I'm definitely not high on Ivy. You can keep the premium version of Stanley Johnson if you want.
Oh,
wow, bro.
Wow.
Chill, bro. Chill.
I'm good.
bro, he couldn't even be Rodney Stuckey.
right to Stanley Johnson.
Hey, man, hey, I gotta heat up the comments, man. You know, so
go ahead. Shoot it off. Go ahead.
No, but it's those. If we get anywhere in that top 3, man, it's between those two for me, flat out. I mean, it's simple and plain, clear cut. You know, one, you getting the shooting, you getting the athleticism. The other one, you getting the size, you getting the dominance. He just like a tree trunk, man. It's just and the athleticism, man. Like I said, in pick and roll situations with those guys, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'll say that. But if we fall somewhere to what? How far can we go to 6?
7,
right? Yeah, 7.
Oh my God.
That's okay though. There's still names there. I mean, of course, we all want to see.
I know.
Yeah.
We fall somewhere in that territory. Yeah. I'm just saying, pick on what you want to add to this team as far as position.
Yeah.
Benedict Mathurin, that's the name for me, Deuce. Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona. He's a really, really good fit next to Cade. He may not have the upside, but he's going to guard. He's a dog on the defensive end. Smooth athlete, can shoot it. That's who I want if they fall out of the top 3 or so.
I heard
can play with anybody too.
Mathurin. Keep an eye out for him. Kool-Aid, what do you think? What do you got?
Hey, I was about to say, what do you guys think about the comment on the screen? You guys see it?
Shaden Sharp?
Yeah.
What do you like about him?
That's
my thing. Like,
that's the name I keep hearing. He's
very athletic. We've seen the athleticism. We've seen him jump out the gym. I mean, but again, we only seen high school highlights. So
it was the same for me. It's just like with Chet Holmgren, you know, and everybody was raving over his highlight clips. And he's out there dunking on a bunch of science fair guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see him play against some competition. I would not him per se. I will say my pick that high in the draft. I want to see him play against some more premium type of competition. Like
Mathurin is taking over the comments right now.
Mathurin and I've taken over.
Like these guys we're talking about, these are collegiate players we're talking about here. We've seen these guys in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to hear the hype on the Shaden Sharp.
Yeah,
hey, man, let me go in here and say what up to some people, man. We got to definitely shout out Bravo. Definitely, man. He said what's up. He said what's up to everybody, man. 0-16. These are some of the regulars, definitely.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure we go through here and say what's good.
0-16.
I will say he was shouting out everybody direct too.
Yeah, for sure.
Who else is in here, man? I think somebody else said what's good, but hey, Big Dog, what's good, bro?
Big Dog, Ricky Sanders.
But yeah, no, let's continue on.
Yeah, Shaden Sharp. I don't think you can use that pick. If you have a 1 or 3, you can't take Shaden Sharp. He has a high ceiling with very low floor. He's a wild card. You know, they've said his reported vertical is 49, highest since Michael Jordan. So he has upside, right? But we just haven't seen enough. And I think if you're Troy Reaver, you're not going to make that pick 1, 2, 3, even 4, because you already have proven guys in this, in this draft who've shown what they can do already.
Put this up for King.
Joe, how many damn Kobe's do we have?
I'll put that up for King.
What? How many Kobe Bryants is it?
Like, wow, come on,
that's
man.
a little bit of a stretch.
Kobe and Kool-Aid.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right?
Don't do that. No way.
Oh,
the only way I'd be cool with, like, if we somehow, because there's been that possibility of floating Jeremy for a trade and using or getting him in exchange for a first rounder. If you somehow can get, Paolo in the top 3, Jabari, and then land him after in a part of the trade, cool. Because then you at least have the sure thing and the upside to go with it. So, that would be the one way I'd be happy about it. But, gambling that high, no way.
Yeah.
Depending on how the board falls, guys, I would really, if like Jabari Paolo went 1-2 and the Pistons were drafting 3 or 4, you got to find somebody that falls in love with Chet or Ivy or Shaden Sharp. But I wouldn't mind trading back in that scenario down to 5, 6, 7, something like that. I'm just not sold on Chet. I picked Shaden in a mock at 4 just because there were no trades allowed. But he's an absolute swing for the fence. I think at spot 3 or 4, you're looking at possibly trading back. But at 3, you might still land Jabari or Paolo because Chet could go 1 or 2. So
right.
Mm-hmm. Hey, this is the question though. Is there a player that you see in this draft that you say, you know what, if we fall, we still have to trade up? Or does Cade kind of render this thing to where you can just be like, you know what, we'll take the best player available or just trade back and select what we like?
Yeah. Best player available. That's the nice thing about Cade, right? Like you guys talked about it earlier. He's that piece that allows everybody to fit around him because he's so malleable. Like he can fit all these different roles.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Pistons fans need to realize. We are not going to draft the guy. We have him. We have the guy. We just drafted him. So we're drafting to find someone to fit with him. So, when it comes to drafting, for me personally, I just got through explaining this to the Lions fans. I want the most bang for my buck. You know what I'm saying? I don't want something that's one-dimensional. I want something that's going to fit with Cade, but at the same time, what's going to give me the most value out of these guys, out of this group? That's what I'm drafting for if I'm Troy Weaver.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep. And Ken, you said something real important earlier. I meant to talk about it. You mentioned like all of the other players that Troy Weaver has brought to this team that also gonna get some summer league run this year. You listed a whole nother roster, bro.
Yep.
I saw them doing some stuff with Jamarco Pickett too. Like that's a name to look at, and I want to say that for over the summer and summer league. But how many players is he gonna add? How many more players?
Isaiah Livers, he's a guy that can play summer league.
Yeah, Isaiah Livers,
definitely.
I love Livers, and I think he's a part of the second unit, but he missed out last summer because he was recovering from the injury. Think what that could do.
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's
summer
a whole lot of players.
Yeah,
that's what I said. We haven't had a chance to see these dudes, let alone on the court. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what they can do in a full off season, and I want to see how we come out because, like I said, we got our legs broken in the beginning of the last season. So I don't want to see that type of situation happen again. I want to see what these guys truly are.
Yep. And I think it'd be good to have Sadiq Bey with the team this summer. And it was good that he got his USA experience last year, him and Zeke, so that going into this season with an experience, Kay got his rookie season out the way. Killian, hopefully, he's going to be here all summer. Man, these guys can just settle in, become better teammates, better friends and family, and just better basketball players. And that's what I'm hoping that they focus on this summer. It's just getting close, getting tight. I feel like some of the initiatives and some of the things that Goris was trying to do with the team, 4, 5, 6 years ago when they were doing concerts and MMA and flying them out to Cali and all that type of stuff, doing the house parties. This is the team that needs that type of stuff right now. This is the team where we can look at these guys and say, you know what? This is a core that we want to invest in. It's a core that's proving they need to get this time. Like you said, give them time to run it back. Get this draft pick. See what these guys are next year. I want to see this team really, really, really gel and come together because what we saw in the second half with Cade healthy or just before All-Star break until the end of the season in the games that Cade played in, that's the team that I believed we were going to get in the beginning of the season, but they were just injured. You had Sadiq Bey coming in off of the USA games with the hurt ankle. You got Isaiah Stewart hurt.
COVID knocked everybody out.
Yeah, then you had the horrible month of March for Cade Cunningham. He had to have a horrible month, right? Because they didn't give him Rookie of the Month. So,
oh my God,
that overrated 22, 7 and 7 he had.
right. You know that must be terrible, right?
Unbelievable,
bro. Voters was just like trash,
dog.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy every time I think about it, man. It really does. We try not to be homers about it.
What I already thought, that they weren't giving him the Rookie of the Year, no way, shape, or form.
Wasn't it interesting how the whole narrative just shifted once Evan Mobley got hurt to Scotty Barnes immediately? It's like, okay, who else can we find to fill this void other than Cade Cunningham? Because it can't be Cade. As soon as Evan got hurt, because it's funny because the issue with Cade was his injury, and then Evan gets hurt. Scotty's playing. Let's go with Scotty.
Hey, what was the Cavaliers' record and the Pistons' record after the All-Star break? Pistons 10-14, and Cade didn't play in like 3 or 4 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody in the Cavs were 9-16.
And I kept seeing on social media, everybody kept saying that Cade can't win off Rookie of the Year. It's Rookie of the Year, not Rookie of a hot stretch. Like, okay, how did Scotty Barnes project from like 3 all the way to 1 in a 3-week span?
Unanimously.
Bro, Jeff,
weird, man.
Jeff said it best, man. Jeff said it best. Cade started off the season averaging 14 points a game and never dipped. What is this narrative about a freaking slow start?
Can we stop that, please?
Please,
bro.
He averaged 14 a game and wasn't making any threes. Like that's what
I'm saying. He just started playing. Yes, he was shooting. He shot bad.
He shot bad. He just did.
I mean,
that's the part that kills me.
Like, what are y'all talking about?
I mean, it's broken. It's been broken for a while. Just look at who they got voting for this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's broken in the beginning. So it's just like, man, it's based more on your team's record and your shooting percentages. That's what it's about.
That sucks to say to a guy who is the best rookie and beat his peers. Think about what that says to the basketball culture. Because as basketball coach, we know all those rookies know Cade was the best. They know it, bro. I'll speak for them.
All the players know around the league.
Yeah,
the players know around the league.
That's so bad for the culture. Like I look at it and I'm like, for the type of player that Cade Cunningham is, we know it's great for us. Mm-hmm, we definitely know it's great for us, but don't take it from him. And that's like a long time Pistons fan, somebody who we saw all of our teams, even the Red Wings, do amazing things and not even get talked about. Yeah. JV throw no hitter, and it's like, hey, we'll put that on at like midnight on SportsCenter. Right. Give my man this daggone trophy, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, people say, it doesn't matter. It's okay. No, give him his trophy. He deserved it. He earned it. He went out there. He hooped from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. I'm saying, all we kept hearing, it wasn't us comparing him. It was all of the different stat sites comparing him to rookie Isaiah Thomas, rookie Jordan, rookie Grant Hill. This isn't us just going here and blowing smoke and all of this other stuff, dog. So for him to not get that, to me, dog, that was a blow on the city. That was a blow on the culture. That was a blow on everything that they're trying to do. Like Tom Gore's finally getting out the way. This team finally with the right front office did everything right, even tanked right, bro. And then they say, hey, we're going to make this a contest on who got drafted to the best situation, who got the most all-stars. Man, get out. Like, bro, we saw Cade Cunningham locking up Evan Mobley one-on-one. He said, I want that challenge. Absolutely. Evan Mobley can't guard. We saw him try.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Take
Let's
it
enjoy it.
I got high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Listen. I have come to peace with it. You know why? Because you're painting a narrative to where my Pistons have to become that bad boy attitude, and they have to come take it. Mm-hmm. They have to take it. So you're helping aid them. You're fueling the fire. You're fanning the fire. Thank you. Because you're going to give these guys an attitude. You see what I'm saying? I love it. Because it's always been us against the world. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And that's how our teams come together. So with them guys working over the summer, being around each other like they have been lately, I'm loving that, man, because I want these guys to develop a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know we have to have a brotherhood in our locker rooms because the outside is going to be the outside. It is what it is. So I love it.
We control the narrative for our teams, man. It's like if we don't do it, We know that these outside agencies and media and all this, they're not going to do it, man.
Yeah.
They jump on it when it's funny. They'll jump on biting kneecaps. They'll jump on the beginning of the season and all that. But realistically, I'm going to make sure with whatever platform we got, man, that we are preaching the Pistons if they deserve it. Because we were also the same ones on here dissing them if they deserved it too. You know what I'm saying?
Being objective.
Hey, look, they're looking right. Troy Weaver is making some smart moves. I'm gonna continue to preach Tom Gores. I've written a couple articles on him where I've profiled in the beginning. Man, look, he didn't know what he was doing. He got brought into a bad situation, and I think he came in thinking he could run this like a business rather than realizing you got to get them basketball minds in. But if you've looked at him steadily over the years to where this team is right now, you got to give this owner his props, bro. We are in a great position with some of the best basketball minds in the front office, in the scouting department, on coaching assistants, all of that film. Look at what we have right now. Even the Motor City Cruise. You go through and you look at the personnel they got. I went and I looked at, bro, even the freaking press teams, man. No, they went and got my man out of Rock Nation.
Right.
Like they're doing things completely different. And the most we see Tom Gores is maybe toss a t-shirt or two, which I'm a little sad about that. I want to see more t-shirt time.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
I want to see more Jalen Rose on the sidelines, man. Coach.
Yeah.
That was hilarious, man.
Hey,
So
Charles Barkley will be on. He'll be on that bandwagon, bro.
I'm seeing in the comments, Ricky Sanders is really talking about how Cade went at Luka when they played each other and really locked him down on multiple possessions. When was the last time we saw anybody do that, let alone
it ain't even just Luka. He went toe-to-toe with Kevin.
Yep.
Seriously, man. And that's I remember arguing. I was arguing with some idiot on social media talking about they use every argument they can against Cade. Someone said he was just stuffing stats against bad teams. Anybody who actually watched the Pistons, he had his best games against the best competition, which is he did that in college too. That's been his MO since he started hooping, man. We see it. We're putting out what's real. We're not, going for the narratives that have been pushed about Cade, man. We gotta be accurate out here.
You know what? And I feel like at least the content creators, the people on social media, like I feel like we're pretty real about Cade too. Like I really do. I think people will call him out. I've written articles calling out some things. I've seen other people question his efficiency and stuff like that. Now, you don't question what he is off the court because that man is Detroit through and through, which is awesome. But I don't feel like we're completely crazy about how we think about Cade. And so I appreciate that about the fan base.
Yeah, just if you want, like I said, if you wanted to give Evan or Scotty Rookie of the Year, do it. But the arguments they were using against Cade not to get it, that's where I drew the line. Like, in what world was 14, 6, and 7 a slow start? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not falling for that. I just don't understand that at all.
Rise Above said it best. A voter voted Herbert Jones over Cade.
That's my thing. When I heard Bill Simmons say F Jalen Green, like I felt myself like cheering for him. Like, how are you having a vote for an award that you're not paying attention to or not being fair with? Like that just rubs me the wrong way completely, man.
But did you guys see the sixth man of the war? I know we didn't pay attention to this because no Pistons. Go look at that ballot. There's some crazy names on the sixth man of the year ballots that I was like, what is going on? It was crazy.
What has happened, yo?
Hey, was Moneybag Brunson on there?
No. Good question.
No, if anybody, you give anybody and say they had a late start, it was Jalen Green.
Yes.
That's what a late start looks like, So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, Jalen Green, he looked exactly like it towards the end of the season. I think what we believed he was going to look like. And we talked about it last summer. Bryce, I know we've talked about it a little bit. And Deuce, we always talk hoops. But you know what? I'm not going to hate on him. I know it was fun to kind of go back and forth for Houston fans. It was fun because he was trying to jab us. And you know what? I hope Jalen Green can be that villain because he's always going to be that what-if player. It really is. And the way he proved himself towards the end of the season with at least – his strengths, he got a lot of things to plug, but the strengths that we thought he had, we saw him play a little bit more consistently with it. And I'm happy to see him. We saw him talk somewhat a little bit less. I mean, some of his press conferences were still kind of wild. And you know what? If that's him, that's him. But I'm cool with Jalen Green, man. I'm cool with it. This game is exciting.
Like when you look at the Pistons and you look at the way we played, we won games in the second half of the season. And we were right there in games.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Green actually showed exactly what we were talking about. Yeah, he's going to score the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's going to put up big stat nights. Him and Kevin Porter Jr. virtually the same to me. They're going to give you those 30-point games. But guess what? They were still taking L's. That was the difference, man. Cade, when he was playing well, the team was playing well, and they won games. They competed in games.
Hey, just against trash teams, or was they beating teams like Boston too?
Yeah, right.
They giving the Nets some work.
Right. Not only that, shorthanded.
Absolutely.
We were shorthanded.
Whenever the Pistons were hurt, Cade's numbers kept ascending. Jeremy Grant went down, his numbers went up. We didn't have Marvin Bagley half the year. His numbers were still fine, but he got better, obviously. But it's just so much. It's so much. Like the thing that Jalen Green did and Cade, obviously, that I but rarely saw from Scotty and Evan. They never really looked like the best players on their team or the best players on the floor. Like they were good for what they were doing, but like James Edwards said on with Sean and Jeff, like Cade was one of the few guys, one of the only that weren't treated like a rookie throughout the season. He should be treated like you doubled like a star in his prime. Like it was ridiculous.
Yep, and the stats back that up. I know
absolutely.
Hoops got that on deck.
What other rookie had the load that Cade had? Not just on the court, but off the court, right? Like he was the face of the franchise. Everybody like Jalen Green ain't the face of the Houston Rockets. Evan Mobley ain't the face of the Cleveland Cavs, and they ain't the faces on the court either. Like Cade got everything as a rookie, and he took it in stride.
They are all side chicks, is what they are. Cade is the wife. They are the side chicks. They are
Cade's who you give the ring to. Cade's who you give the ring to.
Exactly.
And I'll be honest, as we talk about this is to your guys' point on why you would take Cade over a guy like Devin Booker, right? Because of all the things we're talking about, because he is the straw that stirs the drink. And like, think about Jalen Green. How much better would Jalen Green if he had somebody like Scotty Barnes had a good season? Think about if Jalen Green had someone like Cade Cunningham next to him. Like Jalen Green would have had a lot better year if he had a point guard running the show. In all due respect, Scotty Barnes really did, and he was way better than what I thought he was going to be. In complete seriousness.
But was he getting quadruple teamed?
No, and that's the point, right?
He had a good season.
Never.
Yeah, that's cool. Shout out to Bravo, though. I gotta say, Bravo was saying Scotty Barnes, like well before the draft last year. So that was a great call. Like I said, Detroit got some great content creators, man. Some smart ones at that. But no, he was best. Cade. No, not at all.
We holding it down. We know that
for sure. Absolutely. Scotty Barnes, nothing more than IG baddie. Wow. How's that for a hot take?
You're not even a side piece, bro.
That's my dog. Shout out to Ricky. Model. That's my homie right there. Shout out Ricky Sanders. No, man. So we're objective at the end of the day.
What are you guys' expectations for our Pistons next season? What as far as record goes, as far as growth goes, what are you guys hoping to see next season?
Punch in the mouth team. I think they're going to punch a lot of people in the mouth and surprise a lot of teams. Some teams won't be surprised. Let's just be honest about it. We played hard against a lot of teams. They, guys like Kevin Durant mentioned it. They know the Pistons are coming. I think next season we start to see that. I'm not going to get crazy and say we're going to win a bunch of games and stuff. And then we start to see that next season. We start to see these guys take that next step. We start to see that glue finally start to come together. Yeah, I think we're going to punch a lot of people in the mouth, man, and we're going to keep swinging too.
Yeah.
I'd like to see they might not get into the play-in tournament, but I at least want to see them like threaten around that area. If they don't make it, cool. I'm not going to be upset about it. We obviously want to see growth within some players. You want to see some consistency, their ability to stay healthy and gel. But, again, the next piece that they get in this draft and free agency, whatever, it's going to take some time for them all to figure it out. And I think next year is where, it has to be playoffs. It has to be some kind of postseason action. So at least threaten around the play-in tournament for now, at least for next season. But yeah, it's gonna take some time. So they're still young. And
Bryce?
I'll just say this, Deuce. I do think there's some different ways this offseason can go where it will determine that. So I think I'm with Eric here. I think you got to be flirting with the play-in tournament. I think you got to punch people in the mouth, like King is saying, and be competitive every night, essentially.
Yeah.
But like if you trade Jeremy Grant for a first-round pick and you draft 2 rookies, and those 2 rookies could possibly be in your starting lineup, you're starting a really, really young team still, guys. And so that team's still going to take some lumps. Yeah. Or if you kept Jeremy Grant and signed a veteran free agent, you might win some more games because you got a little bit more veteran leadership. So there's a couple ways it could go, but I agree with both of those guys. I love how they said that.
Okay. Yeah, well said, Bryce. What do you think, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I want to be a homer, man. I really want to drink the Kool-Aid on this one. But
do you now?
I do, man. I do. But it's the East, man. When I had to kind of just step back and realize, like, the East got really, really good, and I think it's gonna get even better this summer. I don't know why. Just looking at the way the landscape is looking, they're not losing really anybody, and a lot of these teams are gonna have some decent draft picks as well coming in. So it's getting tough. Chicago, they got a little injured. Some of these teams got a little injured towards the end of the season. When they come back, the Central is not easy. I want to see them firmly in the playoff berth. I believe that they have the talent to get there with the draft pick, and if Jeremy Grant is here, if they trade Jeremy Grant, I don't believe that they're going to have enough from. We got to see what all Troy Weaver's going to do, man. We don't know, but I want to see the team firmly competing for a playoff berth, for the playing spot.
Love the fact that the power is shifting back to the East, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think basketball looks better that way, man.
Yeah,
it does.
I just hate that it's mostly stacked in our division. Like everybody, like a lot of other divisions are kind of weak. Like the Atlantic's not as great as it was. The Orlando's division, like it's just, it had to be the Central. You see, Indiana's probably going to get better. Milwaukee's not going anywhere.
Halliburton, man. Not like
they're only getting stronger. Chicago. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for a while, but the Pistons are in a good spot right now.
Yeah, I would agree with you guys. I want to see identity. I just want to see this Pistons team plays like this. When you play them, I want teams to know what to expect when they're playing the Detroit Pistons.
Like
That's very important. That's something that King always refers to. The 2 components that our 2 Pistons championship runs had is playing together and playing tough defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're able to do those 2 things and to form some type of identity and consistency doing those things together, we're on the right track.
Yo, I want to ask y'all this question, man, from the comments. When are we going to be contenders? I don't know if he means playoff contenders or championship contenders. I'll just say, like, when are the Pistons going to be considered people or a team that has to be competing for top 5 playoff spots every year in the East? How far away are we, guys?
2 years.
Ooh.
I say 2 years.
I'm going to say 2 or 3. Yep.
I'd say for sure 2 years. You got 2 more full seasons.
Yep. 2 more.
I can see it.
Is that the Cade effect?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want the Pistons to bite ankles, okay? If these guys bite kneecaps,
I thought it was
want
kneecaps.
ankles, damn it.
All about the kneecaps.
Let's go.
Yeah, they got a shot,
go.
man. A lot of the teams in the East, they're good, but I don't think they're unbeatable, and I don't think the Pistons are that far. I don't think they're that far from Cleveland. I don't think they're that far from like the Hornets. Like there's some teams that they can lap and pass like pretty soon in the next couple of years. So
let's be honest about it. There's gonna be some breakups. It's gonna be some breakups, man. Some of these teams gonna figure out, like, listen, we not getting there. We need to hit restart. You know what I'm saying? We need to move some things around. There's gonna be some guys, some teams that's gonna say, hey, I don't think this is the right team. This is not the right combination. Let's break this thing down.
Atlanta, I can see.
Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't come out. They can be
definitely out
traders at the deadline if they or sellers at the trade deadline if they don't like have a good first half of the season. So
Yep. But I mean, for me, man, that 2-3 year mark. We're looking at some more cap space coming up next year. We know that these other guys got to get paid. We're gonna be coming up on Killian, Sadiq, Isaiah Stewart, and then Cade eventually, but man, they got everything in place to really, really do this thing. And Troy Weaver has shown us he can plug some players in the second half, second part of this draft in lower rounds, and get some players that can step in and play rotation pieces, which is important when you're talking about signing all these players. I'm hoping that they can have a rebuild. We used to talk about Memphis versus Phoenix. I think the king of the rebuilds since the Spurs went down, it's the Warriors. It's the Warriors.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody, they did it so well, bro, that everybody cried about them signing the 2 bench guys and the KD. Think about that. Everybody said they signed KD. I'm like, but they drafted everybody else. And then people be like, yo, but then they signed Andre Iggy. I'm like, but he's old now. Like, they built that team through the draft. The 4 superstars y'all talk about were drafted there. They grew up together there. And that's what we see. That's what I'm gonna on the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid on this. We are going to see that with Cade and Sadiq. They are the foundation. I'll put that on wax. I will put that on wax. I'm hoping that these other guys can get there. I'm hoping Killian can show a little bit more. But yeah, 2 to 3 years, man. I'm kind of in line. I was at first thinking, man, y'all might be drinking the Kool-Aid, but if we believe in Cade, year 3, year 4, cap space, the potential to sign a star, a flat-out star, man, let's rock. Let's rock.
I think he's going to help with the ability of free agents wanting to come to the Pistons in the first place. I think they'll be in winning shape, but he's a guy that can play in any situation. He makes guys around them better, puts people in their spots to be productive. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a huge attraction when they're in that position to start signing guys like Chicago did to get DeRozan or like whatever else. Like they're not far from being able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think athletes are going to start to swing this way eventually anyway, man, just not with the Pistons. I think, for instance, when you listen to a couple of interviews with some of the players that just got here recently, say for instance the Lions, one of the things that they mention is the culture and the staff that these teams are putting together. The Pistons have a really, really, really good staff, and Troy Weaver is definitely getting a lot of respect around the league. So if we get in there where we're knocking on the door, I think it makes it a little bit easier for these athletes to say, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to swing for the fences. I want to go try to win. You know what I'm saying? They got Cade over there. They got Sadiq over there. They got a solid bench. They got all this foundation, solid coaching staff, man, family culture. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. They're building this thing the right way. That's for sure.
Because they're restoring. They're not just trying to do a process. They're not trying to do something new. And they're really not trying to do something old. They're trying to do what they are. And that's the thing, man. When you embrace your identity and you do it the right way, that's what makes the difference, man. They're not just out here saying, well, win now. What does win now look like? The NBA was changing from one style to another style when Tom Gores came in and said, win now. To the point that they gave Andre Drummond money in one era, and it was legitimately another era by the next season of big man. You know, it absolutely rendered him and his style of play kind of useless if he couldn't accept a certain role. You know, I
agree.
I'm ecstatic about where things are. I'm ecstatic about where things are overall. And I wanted to ask you guys this before we as we wrap up. How are you feeling about the state of Detroit sports, man? Our 4 teams, they all seem to be trending upward. Even Al Avila, I think he got some fans, a few more fans. I don't know, man, with the slow start, up and down, but I know that to start the season, people were okay with what he was doing. How do you guys feel in Deuce? I'll start with you, bro. How are you feeling?
I feel like all 4 of our teams are on a similar trajectory. You know, we honestly, all 4 of them didn't have anywhere to go but up anyway. But I feel like we now have the foundation in place for all 4 teams to really be good at the same time. I'm thinking about how exciting it's going to be downtown in 3 or 4 years for all of our teams. We're going to have so many fans who love all of these different teams for so many different reasons down here for different. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be electric. I don't think we're ever going to see downtown the way we're going to see it in 3 to 4 years, because we're going to have so many things to do, so many teams to see, so many games to go watch on a regular basis. And we've never really had that with all 4 of our teams being in the city. So that's something I cannot wait to see. I'm looking forward to that more than anything.
Yeah, man, I'm going to be an absolute prostitute down there. I'm going to have a Tigers hat and a Pistons jacket and a Lions jersey. I'm going to be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the Tigers, they're struggling right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen a team in the Pistons have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the Tigers, I truly do believe they'll get it together, man. It sucks right now, but, you know, the Tigers play 6,083 games in the season. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, we are in game 20 something right now. So I think we still got an opportunity to see them improve a little bit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Right now, as far as this city, man, I am overly excited. Overly excited. When is the last time where we can say the Pistons and the Lions and the Red Wings and the Tigers, they have solid front offices? You know what I'm saying? Solid front offices.
Bro, that deserves a church clap.
We have solid general managers. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't help but be excited about that. Even though we're not seeing the results right now, we all know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We all, and if you don't see that coming, man, you just a negative Nancy, man.
Bryce, what's good, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, so I mean, as you guys know, I'm not even from Detroit. I made my first trip out there with the wife in March. We went to LCA, loved it. We loved everything about Detroit. We loved downtown, the food, everything. Everybody treated us so well. Everybody was so nice. I'll be honest, I don't watch the other teams quite as much. I'm not a huge baseball or hockey guy, but I do know everybody's talking about the Lions draft and the young talent. I know there's questions about the quarterback, which, but I think you can build the team out and then find the quarterback still. So it'll be okay, even if Goff isn't the dude. But it's exciting, man. And I'm new to all of this. I've only been around 18 months, but it's Detroit versus everybody, even out here in Kansas.
Go.
Yes.
Let's
Right.
go. We got one. We got one.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It feels good, man. It's good to see really all of these young teams with some direction and young players to actually have some interest in, because as Detroit, we love growing our stars. We don't sign big guys, we draft them and then we grow them. So it's good seeing the Mo Siders, the Torkelson growing, Cade, the Lions depth, even Baez, like I'm enjoying watching with the Tigers, who they just signed. But it's like he's gonna be here for a while. It's something else I love, because I know a lot of Piston fans are taking a beating like on social media for crying about Cade, but I love seeing the Pistons upset a team or Cade go off and Bleacher Report posts flooded with Piston fans in the comments. I love that.
Absolutely.
It shows the real energy is there. So to me, that's just been phenomenal to see, man. It's this real energy in the city for real for the teams.
Yeah, man. Kool-Aid, what do you think, bro?
I'm loving the fact that everybody's answer is about how much this brings us all together. We talked about we want to see this team be a family, because we know that these teams do bring us together, whether they're playing well or whether they're playing bad. Yo, I've seen these names. I've seen some of these faces for years talking hoops. I've seen the people in the comments for years, man. And, this time right now, I'm excited. I got some questions about, obviously we can nitpick all of these teams, but they're solid, man. Solid batteries. Obviously, the Red Wings got to figure out coach, but they took the first step. Steve Yzerman, he handles his business, bro. It's not really much to talk about there. Troy Weaver, we already see with early track working with the Pistons, his first time being the lead man in charge. But we know that he's been the backbone and the battery of not just other teams, but just basketball culture in general, man. On the AAU circuits, building relationships with people. We know he got those personal relationships with Sadiq Bey, with Jeremy Grant, among others, Isaiah Stewart. Those are the types of things that I like, man. Brad Holmes. These guys, they know players because they're not just sitting back getting handed a report. These guys are going out. Steve Yzerman is sitting in stands. No matter what anybody thinks, Al Avila goes out and scouts players. Just look at what he's done to this farm system in a few short years, being able to give in this direction, man. So I'm all in. I'm excited. I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid on all four of our teams, at least trending upward for the next few years, man. I'm locked in. I am locked in. And I wanted to really quickly. Somebody said, "Fam, I can't wait for the draft." I can't wait for the draft lottery.
Yes.
I can't wait for the NBA draft lottery, man. I got all the stuff that we had at the Woodward Sports Draft Lottery show. Been getting everything. We trying to recreate the magic that got Cade Cunningham. We know that Lucky was at the center of that.
Okay, get the vibes right. We need that.
Yeah, got to get it right.
But hey, look, man, we getting everything ready, man. I got the Pistons ball, the same one. We're gonna get Detroit Drew back in the studio, but we got something special planned, man. I was talking to some people at Woodward Sports, and we might be able to have guests in the studio this time, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
we want you guys to be able to come out and experience this live. It will be limited though. So if we do, be on the lookout for those posts, and we'll let you know. You'll be able to come out, meet our Woodward Sports fan. We're gonna have some fun. Hey, that includes as well as the people that's on our panel, man. So definitely, you guys, if you're in town, if you want to be around, definitely come on out and have some fun. The draft lottery show will be happening. Woodward Sports or Woodward Pistons is presenting, and yeah, man, thank y'all for rocking with us. Any last words, people?
I'm just happy to be a Detroit fan. I'm happy to be a Detroit native, Detroit fan, and I'm looking forward to see what happens with our Detroit teams going forward. And I'm happy to be with all you guys here. I'm happy to be with everybody in the comments, showing love and just supporting your team like you guys always do. Much love to all you guys. And Bryce, thanks for coming on, bro. It's a fun time having you here, man.
Had a blast.
You guys hey, Lucky's coming, bro. He's coming.
He'll
be there, man.
Oh yeah. And don't forget, Kool-Aid, you got to run the fade on that court.
Hey, bro, come on. Come on, man. Come on. What they doing there in the comments?
Let's go. Count me in.
Thanks for the off-season content. Oh, yeah.
All love. We got you.
Yeah, man. So I'm just going to throw some comments up here, man, because like King does, like King says all the time, like all these panelists and our Woodward Pistons fans and our Woodward Pistons crew knows, this only exists because you guys, man. We're just trying to make sure this content is right and for y'all. Hey, let me put some more comments up here.
Bryce getting love. I love it.
Hey, hold on.
Bag what up with Bryce.
Hold on.
No, do we? Oh, come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
Oh, bro.
Ricky don't want to get busted on the court. That's why. That's why. Okay.
Hey, bro. Hey, when are we hooping? I know that we going tomorrow.
I feel like we got a nice little starting five right here. I feel like we should challenge the rest of Pistons Twitter with this squad.
Let's go.
Hey.
Let's get it.
I'll bring the camera.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Be the beef stew.
I like to run the fade, bro. I want to play center.
No problem.
Let's do it. Hey, King's old intro had him with the jumper. You know what I mean? I remember that.
Hey, look, man, look! I posted the video this morning, man.
I saw it.
I peeped that.
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid is a modified hooper.
You know that, Rim. That don't
count. Hey, King! I gotta say, I used to run with this cat. We played this in the same high school squad. He was getting buckets. I was feeding him like Chris Paul, and he was dropping them like Book.
Do I got to go in my garage and get my broken basketball rim that I pulled off?
I think you might. Let's do it.
Bro, let's get it.
Do it.
I got to get that newspaper strip for the PSL Player of the Week. I got to get it.
Hey, bro.
Hey, I love it.
I'll take that, though, man. Downriver, man. Downriver Player of the Year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, man. Hey, I want to hoop, man. I want to hoop for real. Anybody in the comments who want to hoop, we will be posting where we're going to be at tomorrow. We're going to try and get together, get some content. When we get together with the Woodward Sports fam and the Woodward Pistons fam, it's going to be the people you see here. Hey, Bryce, you're going to have to get up here one time. As well as people like Jeff, Morning Woodward Show alum, and he's also on Half Court with Sean. Sean is going to be getting into town. He said he wants to be White Mason, man. He's going to bring all the sound effects and all that. Easy. It's going to be on there from Woodward Heavyweights. Yes, my White Mason.
Let's go.
Hey, no, I'm for real. We got a lot of people. Lexi and some other people are going to be coming out, and we're looking to get some good content going. We got some trivia. We got prizes. We're going to be doing contests. We're going to be tracking all of this stuff too. For real. For real. We don't just talk the game. We like to play the game. It's going to be Woodward Pistons versus all of the people that want to just show up and try and be down. So let's do it.
Get it.
Let's definitely do it.
Get it.
But hey, for this episode of the Woodward Pistons Table Talk, we are going to bring it to a close. Hey, Sean, bro, we love you. I wish I had some type of sound effect, man, just to say something crazy. But bro, get better soon. We will see you. I think the draft is next. The draft lottery show is next. So hey, that's his debut. I know he hasn't sat at that big table yet. I can't wait for him to. And we're going to get it in, man. Till next time, for everybody on the panel, we had a good time. Thank you guys for making the stream great. Woodward Sports, what's up?
Peace out. Travis, everybody.
Yeah.